target the right people that matter. Visit capitalradiomalawi.com.
All right, this is the weekend morning drive on a Sunday morning, and we're broadcasting live from Blantyre. But on the line, we are joined by an artist who does reggae music and a few other genre roles. On the line, straight from the capital city, Lilongwe. His name is Salemware.
First with new music, Capital FM. It's fresh new music.
Hip hop, dance, pop music.
Let's go! CFM, Capital FM. It's fresh new music.
Work hard, they work all night, they sweat, their blood is what built the country. The girls work hard. So the song Who We Are was designed to address the issues that artists and other creative people face every day, especially because their work sometimes faces barriers because people don't consider it to be conventional work. For example, I may do a song today which somehow paints the picture about Malawi. If I try to reach out to people, say in tourism, say we've done a song in tourism, they will not appreciate the scale of that project or what it can do to the country. They only see you as an individual. Good, this guy maybe wants to make money off of this or something like that. They never appreciate how much those things like works of art contribute to the story of a country, because there are certain things that can be done by an individual. They contribute very much to the general picture that people outside the country get when they think of your country. I always give the example of the Eiffel Tower in France. It was designed by a single person, but today it represents France. Like when people see that tower, there's no way people can think of France without it. So sometimes what a single person does can be much bigger than that. So the song Who We Are is trying to encourage people, to somehow give room to art instead of blocking it and assuming whatever happens is something that only relates to the individual who worked on that piece of art. It's much bigger than that. On production, on this recent album, we worked with Obedience Lewis. And I should thank the team we had. We had Ephraim Chambota Chirwa doing the bass on all the songs. We had Batson Chipande doing lead. We had Atikonda Kamawa doing lead. And we had Odala McFarren doing lead. And we also had Margaret Mbwana Lewis doing backup vocals. Baby, let's go!
Blantyre's #1 hit music station.
So Don't Suffer is a song about chronic depression, but instead of taking a reproachful approach or condescending the listener or somehow chastising them, we take an empathetic approach that combines human love in the form of parental love and the divine promise found in the Bible to try and have a conversation with somebody going through depression in a way that doesn't dismiss what they're going through, because usually when you talk to someone who is depressed or someone who is struggling in life, we tend to assume that they need advice, when in actual sense what they need is help and the feeling that somebody genuinely cares about what they're going through. We tend to assume that the destructive behaviors they engage in, like drinking
or going out with wrong people, or all the wrong things are things that they can just wish away or decide. The way we decide to say, today I'm wearing those shoes and not those, or today I'm going to wear this shirt and not that one. But the pain or the behaviors that they are going through are coming from a complicated place that cannot be addressed through something as simple as advice. It's complicated than that. So, given all I have said, the song does not take a logical approach, which would assume we are talking to somebody who is not intelligent. Usually, even if the person you are talking about is your child or a very small child, I can tell you they are intelligent. Sometimes they even know so much than what you think you know. So we don't assume that we're talking to somebody who doesn't know what they want in life. They do, but the weight of what they're going through is something that, cannot be made lighter. So to have that kind of conversation with them, we had to take a very different approach. That's why part of the song is influenced by the Bible. I think it's Mark 10 verse 14, where Jesus was saying, "Suffer the little children, come to me." And the chorus, the entire chorus of the song was built from that base. Like, it just started happening. Don't suffer my little children, come unto me. Don't suffer my little children. That's how the song had its foundation. A depressed person usually doesn't want to get advice from a person because they know that when you're talking to them, you have these assumptions that they're crazy or they don't know the right thing to do, or that somehow a little bit of advice could fix their problems. But that's not what we need. So the song is combining that personal attempt to talk to someone with the Bible promise, because sometimes people reach a point where they don't want to hear anything from a person. So the song is saying, if you've reached a point where human advice doesn't make sense because you've had it all, you know them, you know what they do, none of them has good intentions with you, well, at least can you now turn to the Bible, because there's somebody there who still wishes you well. So it's trying to combine parental love and divine love from God to try and find a ground somehow where our listener can lean onto. And as I said, we are not trying to correct them or dismiss them, but simply be a voice that they can listen to somehow, slowly, and over time, within themselves, maybe they can find some healing. We don't want to correct them. We just want them to know somebody knows what you're going through, somebody can relate to what you're going through, and somehow that voice, that softer voice, can be more effective than pretending somebody needs your advice, than pretending that they don't know what to do.
First with new music, Capital FM. It's fresh new music.
Hip-hop dance pop music.
Let's go! CFM, Capital FM. It's fresh new music.
On the issue of music videos, yeah, we do have plans for music videos, but as they say, a picture tells 1,000 words. And with my music, I make music that not only plays in Malawi, it reaches out to many countries. In short, we try to do something that is of international standards. So we cannot just do music videos without proper thoughts. Like, usually that translates into money. Like, it's a lot of money to do. Even a single music video is worth a few millions or something like that. So we have those plans, and yeah, I should say it's inevitable. It's something that we'll do. We have those plans, we are working on them, because we want to create something that represents or reflects the stories that we are trying to tell in the music. We don't want our song to have a certain picture and then what we show in the video is different. On the question of collaborating with other artists, that's something that I'm always open to, and yeah, we can arrange that and make things happen, but there are a number of things that one would consider. For example, I look up to people like Lucky Dube, Bob Marley. Their music had serious issues to talk about. So if I were to consider working with somebody on a project, I would be thinking of things like that. Like, are we going to talk about something important, or is it just a question of releasing a song together? I cannot, for example, do a collaboration where I have to pay someone, or a collaboration that is inspired by motives other than sharing something important with listeners. So having said that, again, we can make that possible, but it's not necessarily a huge interest on my part, because
Capital FM, your news, your business, your hit music station. CFM.
I have goals that will continue regardless of whether I'm making music in collaboration with other artists. But of course, that's an interesting perspective. It opens new doors, one can say, and it has its own advantages. The collaborations that I can work on at the moment would be with some European female musicians, because somehow that would be easier than working with. There are very few reggae artists right now who do what I want in music. So I would tend to, because I also enjoy Western music, like their lyrics are clean, they have better things to say in their music. So it's something we can arrange, something we can do. I want somebody, like I said, I want people to be talking about important issues in their music than profanity. When it comes to reggae, I would want to work with like the very best, because I would want to work with people like Luciano, for example. And normally those artists are big, it wouldn't be easy to arrange things like that with them. Or if there's any upcoming artist or somebody like that, as long as they do great music, they can always reach out. But I don't want play for music. I don't do play for music. So anyone who does serious music, I'm open to that. So, and there are issues in between, like who is going to pay and some small complications like that. But it's important that you added this question, because I'll think through it and see if we can do something surprising to people. We've done a few things in the past, but I think this time, yeah. So I'll give it some consideration. I must say, I care so much about messages, like the kinds of message an artist puts into their music. So when I'm thinking of people to say, who can I collaborate with, I try to see what do they talk about in their music. Like, for one thing, I don't like music that is full of profanity. So if an artist makes music that is not clean, I wouldn't want to make music with them. So I'll try to find other people who are trying to make good music and see if we can work together. I'll think of it. Yeah, we have some, like, we talk to people, especially DJs and people like that. We work with people like that, yeah. But I'll see if we can arrange a collaboration. We can always do that.